Okay, we're live now at CorelDRAW Tips. So for this live streaming, I'm going to talk about the masking effect in CorelDRAW. Masking is like power clip. So for example, I want to mask just this portion, right? So I created a rectangle and then I'm just gonna click on the photo and I click on objects and then go to power clip and I go to place inside the frame, and then the frame is the box that I created. So I'm just click on that and it says, so I have to click on the edge of the box and that's it, right? That's kind of masking. So I'm gonna undo this one, but let's go for advanced masking, right? So, so what if there is there's some text, okay? So what I'll do, I'm gonna duplicate this, plus sign in your keyboard to duplicate, and I'll move it over to the right side. So I'm gonna do some text here. Let's just say I'm going to put this like artist. Okay, so let's say I'm going to, so to make it more interesting, what I'll do, I'll just drop this down like that. Let's say this person is an artist, and then the letter T is there. Okay, I'm gonna make this white so that we can see it. Okay, so then I'm gonna show you some techniques to how to, like remove the spacing here or decrease the spacing. So anyway, let's start with this with this one here. So let's go center it first. So you click here and then you go center. So that's centered. Let's change the font. Let's make a font like a bit thicker. Let's just see here. I want something thick. Anyway, we'll just choose one random one here. I probably like this one. Okay, so now our objective here is to decrease the spacing of the text here, right? Vertically. Okay, so we go to your you go to your shape tool, and then in your shape tool you're going to see this let's say this is the icon. So click and drag, and you notice the text is not getting smaller, but the spacing is getting smaller. You can even overlap like this, right? So what we're gonna do is we're going to not make it overlap. We'll just make it we'll do it like that, okay? And then we're going to enlarge it. We can put it on the edge here so it would look more interesting, and it will also touch the edge there. Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do is we are going to, okay, but first of all, I think what we're gonna do, so we're gonna put this here first just for comparison. So when I'm gonna mask this one, right, but say I still want to keep this original image. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna copy this, right? So you go Control C or copy, right? So you have, that there's one in the clipboard. So now what we can do is we can click on this one, which is the image, and you go to objects and then power clip and then place inside the frame, which is this one here, right? So now what I'll do, since I copied the original one, I'll just paste it here, okay? And I'll put this to back. So I'm going to go to objects, order to back of page, okay? Now, of course, you won't see it because it's just, it's just a power clip, but it's the same object, right? But let's make it more interesting. If we put a white outline, right? And then make the outline thicker. Instead of hairline, we go 1. You can see it now. And then let's just put it behind the scale, behind fill, and then scale with objects. I normally do that one so that the outline won't go inside the text, it would go outside of the text. So now instead of 1 millimeter, let's go 2 millimeters. I think that looks good, and then click OK. Now you can see the effect already, but it's just like a normal effect, just putting the text here. But what if I go inside the power clip of this? I'm gonna go to edit, and then I'm going to make this transparent, a little bit transparent. So I click on the transparency tool and I click on this to make it transparent, right? And then I click on finish, and see, it's quite an effect now, right? And then what else? Say, since it's a power clip, we can also make this, we can add a drop shadow with this one here, right? So I'll put a little bit of drop shadow there. So now that can be an effect, right? So now it would be nice if this one goes to his face, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to extract, right? Probably before that, I'm going to duplicate this one and then move it here so that we have a copy of that. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to extract this. I'm going to change the position of the masking of this one, because if you take a look, these are two different objects now. See? So what I'll do here, I'm going to extract the image. So if you go to, if you click on this, you can edit, or in here you can, you can, this one, extract contents. So extract contents means to say is you are removing the, the power clip image inside. So I'm going to delete that. And if you notice now, I don't have anything here, right? So what I'll do, I'm going to move this over to his, I think somewhere there, right? Now what I'll do, I'll click on this one, plus sign in your keyboard, right? To duplicate without offset. And then what you do is you go to objects, power clip, place inside the frame, and the frame would be the letters. So I click on that and goes inside. Now you won't see the difference because it's the same photograph. So I'm going to move like that. It's like that, right? So okay, I'm going to go Control Z. But then if you go to power clip to edit this, and then remember this. So let's just say instead of, okay, let's do a transparency here. Click this uniform transparency, and let's lessen it. Okay, and click on finish. Now you see the transparency was moved, right? So now to make it more interesting, what we can do is, say you want to make this as a grayscale, right? Or let's do it this way. I'm going to go to edit here. We're just playing around with this one. And then I'm going to remove the transparency. So just like a normal photo, right? But then this one, I'm going to make it grayscale. So I click on the image, and then I click on bitmap. And then you can go to mode and then grayscale, 8-bit. And there you go. So those are the kinds of effects that you can do with masking. But of course, you can also, like, if I duplicate this and put it here, that can actually be a design too, right? Now let's play around with this one. I'm gonna hit undo here, and I'm gonna go back to the colored one. Let's just say this one will be black and white and this one will be colored. So how would I do that, right? So what you can do there is, I'm going to plus sign again your keyboard, right? And then what you can do, you can go to bitmap mode, we can go grayscale again. Okay. And then what you can do, you can also go to transparency tool and click and drag from the left to right. Right. Something like that. Okay. So now like that. And then to make this, I would probably change the transparency of this one to, yeah, 33 is fine. There. So black and white here, and then you've got transparency here, and then you have, you have the full colored here. So that's let's just go crazy here. I'm just gonna duplicate this so we can see the progression of the effects. Okay, now what else can we add here? Just to make it more interesting, right? So let's say I want to, I'm gonna cut this out, right? So say I'm gonna cut this out, so I'm gonna go to my Bezier tool, and I'm just going to just get the silhouette of his half of the body here. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually creating a path, so that path I'm going to power clip the original image. I'll probably just stop here. I'll just include this here. I'm just gonna quickly do this. And then I'm gonna go here. Oh, sorry. My mistake. I have to go here. 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 Yeah. Because I just want to mask just half of the body. Okay, you would know why I'm doing this here. Okay, so this one, and I'm just going to close the path. So that's my path now. So now I'm gonna fix this a bit here. So this one, I'm just gonna delete that node. Okay, so I think we're good. So now I'm going to click on this one, which is the original colored one, and I go to objects, and then I'm going to go power clip, place inside the frame, and I'm gonna click on the frame that I did. Oops. I chose the wrong image. So here, objects, power clip, place into the frame. I click on this one, and I remove that. And then if you want, you can replace the background. You can add another background, which you can do it here. And let's say I'm gonna choose, I don't know, probably this color here, and move this to back. Now we can customize the colors here. Eyedropper tool, just go to that color. Let's go with this color here. Sorry, I have to choose the right one, which is that. And if you press this, if you long press on the color swatch, you can actually see more options, so more shades of tones of the original color. All right. And see, this one is cut out, so we have to put this to front. So I'll click that, and object, order to front of page, and that's how it is. And okay, I'm gonna do one more thing here before I end this. Okay, I'm just going to play around with a line. So I'm gonna use this. First, I'm gonna put one line. I'm gonna put this line here, and I'm gonna color it white. I'm gonna make it white. I'm just gonna make it thicker a bit. So click on this, and then I'll make that say 1 millimeter. Okay, so 1 millimeter. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to power clip it inside the blue frame, which is this one here. I hope I select it. Okay, so now it's different to select it. It's difficult to select because it's, so what I can do, I can move this over to the right first. Oops, not that. Hold on, Alt. I'm gonna move this here, and then I'm going to move my my line, and I'm going to power clip this and place it inside here. And then I can edit it, so I can see that I have my line here. So what I'll do, I'm just gonna make my line gray first for now, and I'm going to make it bigger. And I go plus sign in my keyboard, and then move it a little bit down, and I go Control D. There. And then what I'll do, I'm going to make that bigger and bigger. See that blue line there? That's the blue line is the power clip path. Let's say like that. And I'm gonna make that white, and I'm gonna click on finish, and I'm gonna put it back. Now I have to do one more thing here. What if you want to make this gradient? So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to edit, and then since this is my, okay, I have to make it really big here. So I'm going to click on my transparency tool, and then click and drag going up or to that side, and then click on finish. I have to do more of it. So transparency tool, move this up like that, and then click on finish. Okay, so if you see, it's pure white here and then goes up. So yeah, so that that ends my streaming, unless anybody has a question about masking, just let me know. Type it in your chat, in the chat, the live chat, so I would know what question it is. Okay, so there's okay. If you don't have any question, I can end this stream, and I will see you tomorrow again. Goodbye.